Listen to me closely, because I'm not going to repeat myself. What you're about to hear is going to ruffle some feathers. The manufacturers, they hate guys like me. They want you to read the brochure, look at the glossy photos, and swipe your credit card like a good little consumer. But I don't work for them. I work for the truth. And the truth about big-bore air rifles is messy. It's loud, and sometimes it hurts. You want to hunt deer with air? You think you're ready to step into the ring with pneumatic heavyweights that push a hunk of lead with enough force to crack an engine block? Then strap in. I've compiled the 7 most lethal, most hyped, and most controversial platforms on the market for 2025 and 2026. I'm gonna tell you why they're beasts, but more importantly, I'm gonna tell you exactly why you might want to throw them in a river. This is Locked and Legal. Let's cut the talk and smell the lead. Number 1. AirForce Texan LSS and Tex-Rex. We kick this off with the legend, the original American muscle car of the airgun world. If you walk into a deer camp with an AirForce Texan, you aren't just holding a rifle, you're holding a statement. For years, this has been the gold standard for raw, unadulterated power. It's the platform that proved to the world that compressed air could ethically flatline a whitetail at 150 yards without breaking a sweat. It's simple, it's American-made, and it hits like a freight train loaded with anvils. Forget the numbers on the box for a second and imagine this. You settle in behind this thing, and it feels less like a gun and more like artillery. When you squeeze that trigger, you aren't getting a pop. You're getting a violent release of 3,600 PSI that creates a shockwave you can feel in your molars. We're talking about sending a 500 grain slug downrange with over 800 to 1,000 foot-pounds of energy. That's not a pellet, that's a flying sledgehammer. The 34-inch Lothar Walther barrel isn't just a tube. It's a launch pad that stabilizes that massive slug so well you can stack shots on a dinner plate 3 football fields away. It's got that side lever cocking action that feels mechanical and deliberate. You know you're loading a weapon of mass destruction, not a toy. But here's the ugly truth they don't put on the poster. This thing is a fishing pole. It is nearly 50 inches long. Try hiking through dense brush or climbing into a tight tree stand with a rifle that's taller than a 5th grader. You're gonna be banging it against every branch in the county. And the noise? Without a serious moderator, it sounds like a .38 special going off next to your ear. You think you're being stealthy because it's an air gun? Think again. Your neighbors 3 properties over are gonna know exactly when you pull that trigger. Plus, that single-shot loading port? It's huge, yeah, but fumble a slug with cold fingers in the snow, and you're watching your ammo disappear into the mud while that buck waves goodbye. If you're sitting in a box blind, overlooking a bean field, and you need to reach out and touch something at 200 yards, buy it. But if you're stalking through the thickets, trudge on. Because this long-barreled lance is gonna drive you crazy. Number 2, Western Airguns Rattler. Now we step into the future, the Western Airguns Rattler. This is the gun that makes bolt actions look like relics from the Stone Age. It's a semi-automatic beast that doesn't just fire, it dominates. You pull the trigger, it fires. You pull it again, it fires. No cocking, no bolts, no delay. If you're hunting hogs or need a follow-up shot on a deer that didn't realize it was dead yet, this is the apex predator of the PCP world. Holding the Rattler feels like holding a piece of aerospace engineering. It's got a hammerless valve system that makes the lock time almost instantaneous. You don't feel that heavy thunk of a hammer striking a valve. You just get a crisp break and immediate impact. We're talking 15 shots of .357 or 12 shots of .45. Ours as fast as your finger can move. And the power isn't a joke. Up to 270 foot-pounds in .357 and pushing nearly 400 in .45. It's regulated, meaning your first shot hits the same spot as your 10th. That 580cc bottle gives you enough air to wipe out an entire sounder of hogs before you even think about refilling. It's a tactical dream, wrapped in black aluminum and titanium. But dreams can get heavy, and I mean literally heavy. You rig this thing up with a decent scope, a bipod, maybe a flashlight, and you are lugging around a 12-pound anchor. You want to hike 5 miles into public land with this? You better hit the gym. But the real kick in the teeth is the magazine. It's fixed titanium. You can't swap it out. You have to load it one slug at a time. Such through a little gate. It's slow, it's tedious, and it's a thumb buster. And let's not ignore the price tag. You're dropping nearly $3 grand on this rig. For that money, it shouldn't feel like a chore to reload. If you need firepower superiority and you hunt from a tripod or a vehicle, this is the king. But if you're a solo hunter who values lightweight and quick reloads in the field, this Rattler might just bite you. Number 3, AEA Zeus Gen 2. You want big? I'll give you big. The AEA Zeus isn't a rifle, it's a portable cannon. This is a .72 caliber monster that eats other air guns for breakfast. It exists for one reason, to end the argument of stopping power once and for all. When you absolutely positively need to put a hole through a deer, a bear, or a Chevy truck, you grab the Zeus. It is the definition of excess, and that's exactly why we love it. 1,500 foot-pounds of energy? Let that sink in. That's more power than a .556 millimeter firearm cartridge coming out of an air gun. It slings a massive chunk of lead, we're talking over 800 grains, that hits with the authority of a meteorite. The Gen 2 fixed the barrel droop issues of the past with beefy barrel bands, making it rigid and tough. When you look down that 32-inch barrel, you feel invincible. The side lever is surprisingly smooth for something handling this much pressure, and the air tank is massive enough to give you a handful of shots that will devastate anything walking on 4 legs in North America. Here's the pain. Literally, the recoil on this thing is ferocious. It's not a kick, it's a shove from an angry bouncer. You don't mount this gun properly, you're gonna wake up with a bruise that looks like a galaxy. And let's talk ballistics. That massive .72 slug flies like a brick. Inside 75 yards, devastating. Past 100 yards, it drops like a stone. You have to be a mortar man to calculate the holdover at long range. Plus, the blast is deafening. You fire this in the woods without ear protection, and you'll be hearing a ringing sound until next season. It's a one-trick pony, short-range devastation. If you hunt deep woods or scrub where shots are close and you want the animal anchored instantly, buy it. If you want finesse or long-range precision, stay far, far away. Number 4, Umarex Hammer. The Umarex Hammer. The name says it all. This was the gun that brought big bore power to the masses. Before the hammer, you had to spend a fortune or build it yourself to get 700 foot-pounds. Umarex kicked down the door and said, "Here's a .50 caliber for the working man." It's got a dual-chamber magazine. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, and it promises to drop bucks without dropping your bank account balance to zero. This gun is all about budget-friendly brutality. It pushes a 550 grain slug at 760 feet per second. That's 705 foot-pounds of energy, enough to smash through shoulder blades and vital organs like they aren't even there. The light speed valve is efficient, dumping air faster than you can blink to get that slug moving. It handles well. It's got M-lock slots for your lights and lasers, and it feels rugged in the hand. It's the blue-collar hero of the big bore world, but you get what you pay for, and here's the receipt. The bolt action on this thing is stiff. I'm talking 8 pounds of force to cock it. You have to really mean it, and that magazine, it's famous for all the wrong reasons. It has a habit of jamming if you don't seat those slugs perfectly, or if you look at it wrong. There's nothing worse than staring at a trophy buck and fighting a stuck mag. And let's be real about the shot count. You get 2 full power shots, maybe 3. After that, the velocity falls off a cliff. You better have a big SCBA tank nearby, because this thirsty beast drinks air like water. It's the best entry-level sledgehammer on the market. If you're on a budget and only need 1 or 2 shots to get the job done, grab it. But if you have a low tolerance for mechanical quirks or stiff actions, leave it on the shelf. Number 5. Benjamin Bulldog M457, the Benjamin Bulldog. The gun that made bullpups cool for hunters. This isn't just a rifle, it's a tactical tool designed for the thick stuff. While everyone else was making long muskets, Benjamin shortened the game. The M457 takes that proven, compact chassis and injects it with steroids. It's the gun you want when you're crawling through rhododendrons or sitting in a cramped ground blind. It's maneuverable, it's aggressive, and it's finally got the caliber to match its attitude. At just 36 inches long, this thing handles like a dream. You can swing it onto target fast. It's pushing 450 foot-pounds of energy, which is a massive step up from the old .357 model. That's ethical deer-killing power out to 100 yards easily. The Lothar Walther barrel ensures you're hitting where you aim, and the top Picatinny rail runs the whole length of the gun, so you can mount any thermal or night vision optic you want. It feels balanced, centering the weight back into your shoulder so you can hold it steady for days. But here's where the dog loses its bite. The trigger. It's a bullpup trigger, and it feels like it. It's mushy, it's long, and it lacks that crisp glass rod break you want in a precision rifle. You can learn it, but you won't love it. And then there's the noise. The baffleless sound trap does almost nothing for a .457 blast. It has a sharp bark that will make you flinch if you aren't ready. Also, don't let the magazine fool you. It's a gravity-fed 3-shot cassette that can be finicky with longer, heavier slugs. Yeah, you basically have 3 shots, and then you're out of air and out of ammo. For the mobile hunter who needs compact power, this is the winner. But you're gonna need to invest in some trigger work and maybe a goofy-looking aftermarket moderator to tame that bark. Number 6. Seneca Dragon Claw 2. Let's take it back to the classics. The Seneca Dragon Claw 2. This is the rifle for the guy who appreciates wood and steel, the guy who thinks tactical plastic has no soul. It's a beautiful double-tanked classic that looks like a hunting rifle should. But it's got a secret trick up its sleeve. It shoots 50 caliber slugs, and it shoots full-sized arrows. That's right, it's a hybrid. It's the versatility king of the list. This rifle is gorgeous. Checkered hardwood stock, deep bluing, it's a looker. But it's not just a pretty face. The Mark II version boosted the power, getting you enough grunt to take down deer comfortably with slugs or bolts. Shooting an arrow from this thing is an experience. It hits with devastating kinetic energy that broadheads maximize. The dual air tanks give you a decent shot count for a big bore, and that side lever cocking is smoother than most of the tactical plastic fantastic guns out there. It feels solid, traditional, and reliable, but tradition comes with headaches. The scope mounting system on this gun is a nightmare. It uses a dovetail rail, but the barrel alignment, barrel droop, is a known issue. You might mount a scope and run out of elevation adjustment before you can even get on paper at 50 yards. You often need special droop compensating mounts or shims, which is a pain in the neck. And if you want to use the iron sights, good luck if you've got a scope rail adapter on there. It blocks the view, it's finicky to set up, and for a modern hunter used to Picatinny perfection, it's frustrating. If you want to hunt with arrows and lead and look good doing it, this is your gun. Just be prepared to fight with the scope mounts before you ever get into the woods. Number 7. Hatsan Piledriver. And finally, we have the Brute, the Hatsan Piledriver. This gun exists for one reason: to give you the most foot-pounds per dollar of any gun on the planet. Hatsan looked at the market and said, "We can make it uglier, we can make it harder to use, but we will make it powerful." And they did. It's a bullpup that looks like it was designed in a brutalist bunker, but it delivers over 800 foot-pounds of energy for a price that makes the other guys sweat. 800 foot-pounds. In a bullpup, that's the headline. The barrel is 33 inches long, maximizing every bit of air from that 480cc carbon fiber bottle. It's got a massive loading port that can swallow slugs up to 34 millimeters long, meaning you can shoot the heaviest lead you can find. It's designed purely for sitting in a blind and waiting for a monster buck. When it hits hard. It's raw, unrefined power in a synthetic stock. But here is the deal breaker of all deal breakers. Cocking this rifle is a workout. I'm not joking. The side lever action is fighting against a massive hammer spring, and the ergonomics are awkward. You have to wrestle this gun to get it ready to fire. If you aren't strong, you literally cannot use this rifle. On top of that, the trigger can be heavy and gritty out of the box. It's a heavy, clunky, physical experience that leaves you tired before you even take the shot. If you're on a tight budget and you have forearms like Popeye, this is the best bang for your buck. For everyone else, the struggle to cock it might just cost you that second shot at a trophy. There you have it, the top 7 big bore air rifles for deer hunting in 2026. None of them are perfect. They're all loud, they all eat air like it's free, and they all have quirks that will drive you mad. But when that moment comes, and the crosshairs settle on the boiler room of a whitetail, any one of these machines will deliver the goods if you do your part. Don't just buy the hype, buy the tool that fits your hunt. And for the love of the sport, practice before you step into the woods. I'm locked and legal. Shoot straight, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the range.